Oh, what a sight this is. A beautiful evening and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing.
This is Peter Drury, and I'm happy to inform you that Jim Beglin has joined me to offer his expertise.
Cheers, Peter. It's a privilege to be here. It really is.
Just listen to that noise. This place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest worthy of the setting.
Things have got underway here pretty promptly.
We all know of Johan Cruyff as the father of total football, but what can we expect from him on the pitch, Jim?
He'll be the conductor, Peter, making sure that his team create space and make good use of it. I expect him to be running the show and adding a touch of class to proceedings.
Winning with style, and that's what he has always been about.
Always.
And they've got rid.
Vitinha. Rummenigge tries to pass it through.
Oh, well played.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Cruyff. Yaya Toure.
Well seen, saw that coming.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
The pressing's intense and it's paid off.
Rodri. Great ball if he can get there.
Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined.
Pretty cagey early on from both sides.
Nicely weighted ball. Drives it in. Punched away. Rijkaard. Challenged just a bit on the firm side. Cruyff. Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
Well, a glitch with the rangefinder there, and evident annoyance.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
And a chance!
And he was there to get a vital touch.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he? They've got a healthy number of very tall targets to pick out from this corner.
And now a sudden chance to counter. Gullit. Good purposeful running this. He has found the way through. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. And the shot!
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Either side yet able to force a breakthrough here. Getting on for a third of the way through the game.
Chance for a shot! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. Vitinha is the team's great visionary. South Korea do seem to have a very clear game plan here, Jim.
Yeah, they're set up to play those long balls from deep, Peter. The front men have certainly been busy making the runs beyond that defence.
Oh, it's a tried and tested formula, okay, but very demanding too.
Well, you need your boys up front to work extremely hard, and you need to get the passing right as well, of course.
Cross flung in towards the middle. Toure with the clearance. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other.
That appeared to be an inevitable outcome. Too much traffic.
Cruyff with a definite foul there. There could be trouble here. But for now, the referee is keeping his cards in his pocket. It's Vitinha. Soboslai.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Oh, that is asking for trouble. Oh, that's fabulous. Oh, such a clever touch. Cruyff. And Cruyff! It's loose now and they want to get it back. Toure wins the duel this time. To Michelis. Rodri. And that interception was most necessary. And this is Hullet. And there's the end of the first half. So neither team were able to take the lead, but it certainly hasn't been for the lack of trying. So we reach the halfway point, and neither side have yet been able to force the issue. It's 0-0.
Is now in operation for your safety.
Substitutions taking place.
And the action is back underway.
Well, I suppose from a defensive perspective, Peter, neither manager can be too unhappy. I just wonder which team is going to up the ante first.
Vitinha. Hullet is the key defender on that occasion. Rodri. And it's Soboslai. Soboslai has an approach to the game which is pretty much shoot on sight. Well, now here's a good battle, bicep to bicep. Vitinha with an air of confidence about him, a certain swagger.
Well, I thought that run had balance and control, skill and strength. The sort of desire we hope will spread.
Van Dijk gets it clear. And they're back on the ball again, looking to play him in. Now, can they get him away? Eto'o is alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. That's good running with the ball. He is just caressing the ball. Van Dijk does really well to win the ball there. It's a searching pass. That's a throw. Arsenal appear to be happy to let their front players stay up front all the time.
Well, it's signalling to the opposition that they're setting themselves up for the counter-attack. It's plain and simple. That's just playing it safe and simple.
A deeply frustrating game so far. Certainly in terms of the scoreline, it remains 0-0. Rodri. No, that's been intercepted. Soboslai. Soboslai goes on a charge down the left. Cruyff. And it's Van Dijk. To Michelis. Dixon. Knocks it into space. And this is Hullet. Vitinha. Hullet. Now Yaya Toure. And he's forced to go back. Roberto Carlos gets it away. Unrelenting, uncompromising pressure on him. And that's a dangerous ball.
That's alert and sharp and very well played.
Trife! He's beaten the keeper, but hit the post. Pele.
A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
Neither of these two want to come off second best. He has done it! Finally the breakthrough!
Well, you can see what it means to all of them. A frustrating game, but now they have what they wanted, and they're rightly pumped and ready to go again.
His position was perfect, the invitation was there for him, and his response absolutely clinical.
It's shocking, the ease with which he was able to get into the space, and a player of his quality was highly unlikely to miss that.
So the first goal of the game.
Yeah, all their effort pays off in the end. It just took that extra bit of dynamism to get them the goal they craved.
Looking for options for movement. Roberto Carlos played in deep. They've won a corner.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
No, he wasn't going to be fooled.
South Korea surely have to be commended for their drive and desire. Most teams would be taking the easier defensive route by now.
5 minutes left on the clock. And here's Hullet. Roberto Carlos cuts out the pass.
Well, it's probably safe to say now, Peter, that it's going to be all about game management from here.
Not much time now for anything fresh to happen, I think. That's been cut out, well played. That's ruffled a few feathers,
There
but
will be
well
1
dealt
minute
with.
added time.
Pass somewhat off target. Plays a sharp little ball here, and it's Rodri. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped
And
it.
that's that. Relief, finally. Now at last they can enjoy the taste of victory. Fingernails bitten to the quick. So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here. A clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands.
I'm Peter Drury, and providing analysis and expert opinion alongside me will be Jim Beglin.
Glad to be here, Peter, and I'm ready to rumble.
Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up and we'll be getting underway very soon.
So it's away we go then.
Now this man Yaya Toure, Jim, midfielders don't come much more complete and dominant than him, do they?
Well, the envy of so many opposition teams, I would guess. No.
Eto! Oh, surely that deserved better.
Beautifully worked to take the defence out of the picture, but there'll be no rush to see the replay on this.
Yaya Toure.
Played out wide.
Thuram. And it's Cruyff. Yaya Toure.
Here's Rodri. Well, what a sight this is, a beautiful evening and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing.
I'm Peter Drury, and here with me in the commentary box, I'm glad to report, is Jim Beglin.
Cheers, Peter. It's a privilege to be here. It really is.
Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it.
And as you can see, we've already started here.
Well, Peter, at this stage we often focus on the creative and goal-scoring talent, but I'm going to mention a defender in Lilian Thuram. As good as they come for me, very strong and athletic and competent in every other department you care to mention.
Just about the perfect defensive specimen.
Yeah, and I think often underrated.
He's a sharp little ball here. That's the keeper's ball. Szoboszlai. He won't be happy with that one.
Yaya Toure.
And it's Cruyff. Rodri. That's Rijkaard. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
Yaya Toure proves too strong, too smart. And here's Dembele. Looking for the run.
Well, I'm not quite sure he needed to hold up play quite as much as he did then. A couple of his teammates were very annoyed.
South Korea have got it back and they'll have another go. And he thumps it clear. Vitinha is the team's great visionary. Now it's Eto'o. And he's there to retrieve it.
Oh, look, this is about as tentative as it comes. Hopefully, a football match will break out soon.
Now it's Hullet. Dixon. Some really good ball movement. They're urging him to shoot. Oh, great defending. That needed doing. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. Oh, there's the clearance. South Korea do seem to have a very clear game plan here, Jim.
Yeah, they're set up to play those long balls from deep, Peter. The front men have...
It's Dembele! Roberto Carlos. Vitinha. No way through. Now, can they get him away? Vinicius Junior. No, he refuses to take the bait. Now it's Eto'o.
If they want to counter, they could do with more speed.
Well, for a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. Rijkaard. Well, they could break here. Vitinha puts his foot on the gas. And it's Yaya Toure. Toure really struggling to influence the game.
They're just trying to negate his influence, and it looks like whatever it takes.
And this is Eto'o. Oh, he goes for a shot! Goal! Arsenal! They forced the error and extracted the maximum punishment.
Well, let that be a lesson to them, Peter. They have to stay focused at all times. Any lapse in concentration, voila.
Number 9, Eto'o!
So the first goal of the game.
It's so often the case with goal scorers, little influence, and all of a sudden, bang.
Van der Ven promptly onto that, and that is that. And that's a good ball. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined.
That's good pressing. It's really squeezing everything.
Well, we expected better, and so did he. Oh, lovely bit of skill. Rijkaard gets over and intercepts. Yaya Toure. Oh, well measured. And this is Eto'o. Just the goalkeeper to beat. And the keeper's done brilliantly to thwart him.
Well, his positioning was just spot on, and he made the goal look an awful lot smaller.
Well, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. Well, and we've reached half-time. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here.
Yeah, you don't get any points for stating the obvious, Peter, but thankfully this is still very savable. Keep things simple, keep the intensity high, and hope for an early goal. If that happens, it's a game changer.
Substitution for South Korea. Number 18, Gullit.
And that's the start of another 45 minutes.
South Korea can really do with some bigger names standing up here. At times they didn't even look as if they knew what they were doing.
Mbappe.
Well, he's done very well to take that back.
Number
Thuram.
13, Frankie de Jong.
South Korea come out of the tunnel having undergone a change at half-time.
Well, I'm assuming that this is going to end up as a tactical change, Peter.
And here's Hullet. Demichelis did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. That has not gone well. Cruyff. And here's Hullet. Cruyff. Well cut out, no margin for error there at all. Roberto Carlos. And now the breakaway. Vinicius Junior looking to be a menace in the final third. South Korea still trailing by one and looking here to take it up a notch after the break. Now it's Cruyff. Played into the middle. Pele. Arsenal are looking to play on the counter here, aren't they?
Well, I think it's pretty clear they've changed their shape, certainly when defending at least, because they've got to be ready to hit them hard on the counter-attack, and that seems to be the plan. South Korea really are going for it here, Peter. Now it's just a matter of sustaining the effort.
There is an irresistible, irrepressible look about them here.
A lucky break would certainly help their cause now.
Now it's Mbappe. Dealt with nicely by the defence.
Well, the moans and groans from the stands now are very audible.
So, Jim, what are you thinking?
Well, considering they're only one down, they're closer to conceding a second than scoring a leveller.
Can he get it through? Thinks about the shot. Oh, well played. Eto! He's got a goal! And there we have it, the two-goal cushion. Another moment of magic, a real wow moment.
That's what he lives for, Peter. Not a lot more to add.
Arsenal are doing very nicely, thank you.
We're looking at a very different game now. The command has been established. South Korea seem happy to bash their heads against the brick wall, Peter. That central route forward is just a no-go zone.
Almost 75 minutes on the clock now. Now it's Mbappe. Now it's Eto. And he's forced to go back. Van Dijk. Cannavaro. Yaya Toure. Tries to play it through. He's had a shot! Euphoria, utopia, and they are cavorting. And they are tearing the opposition apart here. Simply breathtaking stuff. Just so calm under pressure, and he managed to fashion a fine finish.
Well, at one stage he was being body checked, Peter, and then the next minute it's in the back of the net. That's wonderful striking.
Clinical. He's got full. Oh, it's fallen loose again. They've done it. And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
Look, that's one of the first things you learn, whether you're a striker or not. Just anticipate a goalkeeping parry or spillage, and sometimes you'll get lucky. It'll come your way.
So, just a consolation, or is there a way back from here? Well, played right into his path. Well, he's seen that early, used a certain sixth sense. Nicely weighted ball. De Jong. Spread out to the left. Looking to play him in. That's been slipped through. Van Dijk can get it clear. Rodri. But it's Thuram. Van Dijk. Whatever he had in mind, that was not it. Pele stood up well to him there. No unnecessary risks, and the game is petering out here. Oh, he's felt that, hasn't he? Chance for a shot! They've scored! Drama at the death! Is there time for one? Added time is up, and there goes the whistle. One of those games that many would have felt no one deserved to lose, but sentiment counts for nothing here, and at the margins, it was decided.
And now,
So what do you take away from it all, Jim?
Look, Peter, a strength in any team has to be at...
Hello and welcome one and all. The atmosphere building very nicely here. Gorgeous, gorgeous evening. The skies are clear, the noise is fervent, the atmosphere frenetic. I'm Peter Drury, and seated in the experts' hot seat is our man Jim Beglin.
Hi, Peter. Always good to work with you. I'm really looking forward to this now.
There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary. And we should be in for something very special. If you're just joining us, we are already on the...
Goes for a shot!
And he was there to get a vital touch.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he? Well, height could make all the difference on these set pieces.
Roberto Carlos plays it short. Oh, looks like he's been taken out there. Cruyff gets it clear. Bit of an appeal, but nothing doing. Truthfully, it was hard to see any better outcome there. Vinicius Junior looking to penetrate opposition lines. And there's green grass ahead of him. And this is Eto'o. Good read, needed to be.
Yaya Toure will be key here, Peter. His versatility and drive makes him a nightmare for the opposition.
He was actually a much more conventional holding midfield player in his younger days, wasn't he?
Yeah, but he's come on in leaps and bounds since then. In fact, he's at his best when partnered with a defensive midfielder like that, because it means he has license to just join the attack.
So he's benefited a lot from his new role.
Yeah, it's brought so much more out of him. He's a true all-round player now.
Dembele, well seen, saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
Anything noteworthy in the early part of the match, Jim?
Well, neither side has really grabbed the initiative, I would say. Both must have come in with a view of not making any early mistakes. So we're seeing some conservatism here.
That is good alertness. Rodri can so cleverly bypass the press. Oh, he's felt that, hasn't he? This is Dembele, and this is Eto'o. A chance! Goal! Arsenal! Arsenal take the lead! And that really is so impressive.
Oh, that's wonderful to see. The run was explosive, the finish exquisite.
So the first goal of the game.
Listen, when it comes to goals, Peter, in this team, he's always the #1 contender, and he's done it again.
Now it's Hullet. It's a goal kick. Now it's Hullet. Yaya Toure gets a foot in and wins the ball. And it's Cruyff. Oh, this looks sharp. And he's managed to get free. Oh, such a clever touch. And he's had it nicked away. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Vinicius Junior. Thuram gets rid without sophistication. Approaching the half-hour mark. Roberto Carlos. Played in deep. Big header! It's in! And once more we are all square. You score, we score.
Yeah, they say that fortune favours the brave, and we've just seen an example. This team has real personality and character.
Utterly unsophisticated, but stuck away with unashamed certainty.
Well, when you get service like that into the box, you can't go wrong.
And that has added a whole new complexion to the game.
Such a big goal, Peter. Just when the opposition thought they could turn the screw, they're back to square one again. The manager will be absolutely delighted with such a response.
South Korea do seem to have a very clear game plan here, Jim.
Yeah, they're set up to play those long balls from deep, Peter. The front men have certainly been busy making the runs beyond that defence.
That's a tried and tested formula, okay, but very demanding too.
Well, you need your boys up front to work extremely hard, and you need to get the passing right as well, of course.
Rijkaard. Shoots! Try to spin that positively. I certainly can't. Gullit was only too happy to help out in defence.
Well, it's not a surprise to see that these days, all part of a forward's duties.
Pele. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Pass somewhat off target. Dembele pinches it off him,
1 minute added time.
and it's Dembele. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. Cruyff. Rijkaard. There's the whistle for half-time. So it's all square. Neither side has been able to make a telling difference, but it hasn't been for the lack of trying. So your views on the first half?
I think the manager should be pretty happy that his side managed to come in on level terms. Things seem to be going a little against them, but they stemmed the tide, got their equaliser, and I think we're in for an exciting second half now.
So all square at half-time, each side matching the other blow for blow at the break.
And now, please turn towards the screen for a special presentation featuring our guest performers today. Substitution for South Korea, number 9, Dembele.
Arsenal
Coming on
get the
field
second half
is
started.
Number 6, Mbappe. Substitution in progress.
Yaya Toure. Rodri. And it's Yaya Toure. South Korea, different to some extent. And he's let fly! Now looking to orchestrate a counter. Drogba wins the duel this time. Yaya Toure. Here's Roberto Carlos. Not the most convincing of passes. Vinicius Junior, the specialist in tearing teams apart. Pele. Whistle's gone, that's a foul. And the referee has shown him a yellow card. Vinicius Junior will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Oh, there's a probing ball. Stood up well to him there. And it's Rodri. Roberto Carlos kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Arsenal appear to be happy to let their front players stay up front all the time.
Well, it's signalling to the opposition that they're setting themselves up for the counter-attack. It's plain and simple. Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Arsenal needed that. They really needed it.
Yeah, they showed a vulnerability until the move was stifled. That'll have stirred a little concern.
That has been slung wide. In by Gullit. South Korea still have the cards to affect this game. Yaya Toure. And here's Drogba. And this is Eto'o. That is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defence face to face with the keeper. Decent chance! Goal! Republic of Korea! They've done it! It was coming! They have their reward! Another moment of magic, a real wow moment.
And how easy did he make that look? That is supreme.
South Korea take the lead.
Look, he's the one everyone expects to put the ball in the net. That's what he
Takes a shot! Sticks it away! Two to the good, and they are purring. Absolutely purring. A momentary lapse mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely lethal.
The danger was always there, Peter. We all knew they'd be pouncing on any slip or any sort of indecision. They need to sharpen up or it's going to happen again.
Substitution.
So here comes a substitution. So the lead now is 2.
This is wonderful front-footed football. The manager will be absolutely thrilled to see his team clicking in every department.
Vitinha into the last quarter of an hour. Looking for options for movement. Mbappe! It's loose and there's a race for the ball. A reprieve, albeit perhaps momentary. South Korea have scored 2 quick goals here and are firmly in control. He's had a shot! Goal! Back within 1! They have them in their sights again! The lightness of step, the sharpness of movement, the certainty of finish.
Yeah, and having the thrust to get there is one thing, having the composure to score is another.
And when the manager called on him, he was only too happy to repay that faith.
That's just as the manager would have seen it, an impact sub.
This is threatening to become a really good game.
Well, I think they have every chance of levelling this now, Peter, but they've got to stay calm and not go completely gung-ho.
And they're quick to get it back. And it's Vitinha, and he was quick to react. Well, here's a man adored by many, even deified by some. Looking to play him in. Oh, he's found support out wide. Rijkaard. Now it's Rodri. And the shot! And he hits the net! Dying minutes, and we're all square again! No space, no problem. You just cannot stop him.
Well, he had to deal with an awful lot of unwanted attention, but his tenacity won the day.
2 goals on the day, and he may not yet be done.
Substitution for South Korea. Number 18.
South Korea are making a change now.
Number 23.
So all square with almost no time remaining.
Number 20.
Credit where it's due. This is great attitude. Now the only question is whether there's enough in the tank to grab another.
Number 8.
Now it's Rivaldo,
Number 17.
and he's managed to get rid.
There will be 3 minutes added time.
Into stoppage time, very little left on it. Thuram getting this one clear. And it's Nedved. Skillfully cut out, he is so at ease on the ball. And that's it. What a game, a contest of ferocity and marvellous talent from start to finish. Mbappe taking in the accolades, having been named man of the match, and deservedly so.
Wishing a happy wedding anniversary.
How would you sum up what we've witnessed, Jim?
South Korea certainly had some good moments.